Good afternoon and welcome to this broadcast of UMBC Retrievers Baseball here on UMBC Retrievers TV and on AETV on the America East Network. Graham Waples with you for this conference matchup between the UMBC Retrievers and the Binghamton Bearcats. And UMBC and Binghamton originally scheduled for a doubleheader here on this Friday afternoon, but rain showers moving through the area, thunder and lightning, and poor overall weather conditions pushed the start time back. And it's just going to be one game today as we will get started in just a few minutes with the first pitch scheduled for 3:45. That doubleheader will be played tomorrow here at Alumni Field. Today for Coach Bob Muma's squad on the mound will be Max Gorin, 2-1, 3.14 freshman from nearby Reservoir High School out of Laurel, Maryland. Good size for the young righty at 6'6", 225 pounds. And as we mentioned, he in 5 appearances so far, 1 game started is 2-1 and 14.1 innings pitched, 14 and a third, giving up 16 hits, 8 runs, 5 of those earned, 10 walks and 10 strikeouts here in 2018 with opponent's batting average right at 281. For UMBC, they come into this matchup after a loss out of conference. 11-4 was the final in that last matchup, or on a Wednesday, I should say, against George Mason, moving the Retrievers to 5-14 overall. They are 2-1 in conference play. And for the Binghamton Bearcats this year, coached by Tim Sinicki in his 26th season, 563, 556, and 8 overall in those 26 years as the Binghamton head coach. The Bearcats are 5-14, or 4-13, I should say. They are 1-2 in the America East. So ready for the first pitch here from Catonsville as overcast skies continue. A little bit of a wind blowing in from right center field with temperatures in the upper 50s. Stark contrast from what it was this morning as we saw temperatures almost near 70. As C.J. Krowiak digs in, first pitch outside, called a ball. Krowiak starting out in center field for the Bearcats today, 257 batter. He's started all 18 games. Swing and fouls this one off the first base side as the count evens at 1. Krowiak, 74 at bats, has 19 hits, 11 runs scored. 6 of those hits are doubles, 2 home runs, so a little bit of pop for the leadoff hitter as this one catches the outside corner in there for a strike. As Gorin runs the count in his favor at 1-2. So we mentioned 10 strikeouts on the year for the righty. 1-2 pitch. This one fouled off on the check swing. Over to the on-deck circle where the right fielder Anthony Maduri waits on deck. He'll be followed by the shortstop Paul Rufo. Jason Agresti, the catcher, in the cleanup position. Justin Turpich, Shane Marshall, Danielle Franchi as this one's grounded out towards short. Matt Campbell, spin move, throw to first is in time for the first out. 6-3 put out here in the first. That'll bring up Anthony Maduri, the right fielder. Maduri leading the Bearcats in batting average, 368. And this is 15th game. He has started now 15 games as this one is high and inside. Finishing up the Bearcats order, Franchi batting at the 7th spot. He'll be followed by Jake Evans, the first baseman, at number 9, I should say. That's number 8 is Franchi in this lineup as it's quickly 2-0. Zach Bright behind the plate for the Retrievers today. Goodwin out at first. Wright is at second. This one's a called strike, now 2-1. We just saw Matt Campbell, the shortstop, make a spectacular play from his position. Christian Torres, the sophomore, at third. It's Raven Beeman, Mitchell Carroll, and Colin Stack in the outfield from left to right as that one is fouled away, and the count now 2-2. Maduri, 21 hits on the year, 6 doubles, 11 runs batted in. He's slugging .474 with a on-base percentage around .390. Pops this one back behind us. Keeps the at-bat alive. UMBC 2-1 in America East Conference action. That's good enough for a three-way tie for first as that one's in the dirt. Good stop there behind the plate by Zach Bright as the count runs to 3-2. The freshman pitcher for UMBC making quick work of C.J. Krowiak as Decine Maduri work the count now, and he'll head to first base on a walk. Paul Rufo coming to the plate for Binghamton. The shortstop, number 7, a 200 batter, 11 hits and 55 at-bats. Has scored 9 runs, 1 double, 1 homer on the year. Slugging .273. He does have 8 walks with a .281 on-base percentage. Decent lead down at first for Maduri. Gets a look from Gorin. First pitch swinging, driven out to center field. High fly ball. Carroll going back. Carroll at the wall. This one's going to be gone for a 2-run home run. And so that one just continued to carry. And the Bearcats with a 1-out home run coming off the number 3 batters, Paul Rufo. Rufo now with 2 home runs in 2018. Gets the fans from Binghamton riled up here at Alumni Field. And so Rufo, first pitch swinging, taking the freshman deep. 2 runs scored on that 1 hit. And so we'll see how Gorin responds. Off speed in the dirt for a ball. Jason Agresti, the cleanup hitter, the catcher today for Binghamton, followed by the third baseman Justin Durpich. Then we'll see first baseman Shane Marshall, Daniel Franchi, the left fielder, and Jake Evans, the second baseman, as this one's fouled off down the first base side. Gorin, a standout pitcher in high school out at Reservoir in Howard County. Had a .52 ERA in 2016, the lowest in the state of Maryland for someone with at least 40 innings. As it counts now 1-2. Majoring in environmental science. His father Joel pitched at the University of Maryland College Park. Is one of 6 siblings. 1 of 2 pitches down and away. Good stop behind the plate by Bright as it's now 2-2. The Bearcats and the Retrievers have met 61 times before this weekend. As Agresti keeps the at-bat alive, fouling that one back into the net. Binghamton all-time is 44-17 against UMBC. Last year, the Bearcats took the series 2-1 against UMBC. Gorin out of the windup, off-speed pitch, got him swinging. First strikeout for Gorin in this game, and they are now 2 down here in the top of the first. Gorin with his 11th strikeout of the season as Justin Durpich digs in. Right-handed batter, the third baseman today for Binghamton. That one's in there for a strike. Good movement on the fastball. This one's fouled in the net. Quickly 0-2. We mentioned that the Bearcats are 44-17 overall against UMBC. But since 2015, the Retrievers are 8-4 against the Bearcats. 0-2 pitch on the way. This one's a little bit high for a ball. First baseman Shane Marshall on deck for Binghamton. Gorin kicks, delivers. This one again is high as Durpich works the count even at 2-2. UMBC in the gold jerseys today with the white pants and the black hat. 2-2 pitch off speed, again high, and now 3-2. We'll have a quick chat between Bright and Gorin. Bearcats on the road in the black jerseys with the gray pants, with the black, gray, and green hats that we'll see in the bottom of the first. A little bit of everything here in the top. A strikeout, a walk, a two-run home run, and that'll be the second walk as Durpich advances to first. Long top of the first inning for Gorin, who started with that 6-3 putout and then the walk to Maduri, the two-run homer on the first pitch seen to Rufo. Agresti struck out for the second out, swinging. Durpich reaches on the two-out walk after starting that count 0-2. And that'll bring Shane Marshall to the plate. Swing and a miss. Throw to first. And a quick tag by Goodwin. Durpich on the season has not attempted to steal a base, as that one is up and in, now 1-1. Franchi, Evans, and Trenholm, the designated hitter. If Gorin can't work out, this one's fouled back into the net, now 1-2. We'll see what Gorin does here. The freshman has struggled a little bit in this first inning, getting ahead of the counter, or getting ahead in the count on the batters, only to fall behind twice to Maduri and Durpich that ended up in walks. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss for strike three. Two strikeouts, both swinging for Max Gorin here in the top of the first, but the damage done on the two-run home run from Paul Rufo, who went yard to the deepest part of Alumni Field. And it's 2-0 as we head to the home half of the first inning. UMBC Retrievers will send A.J. Wright, Zach Bright, and Matt Campbell to the plate in the bottom half of the first. That's coming up here on UMBC Retrievers TV and on AETV on the America East Network. Bearcats jump out to an early 2-0 lead as we head to the home half of the first inning, as Jake Volcheski will be on the mound for the Bearcats. Volcheski, a redshirt senior, right-handed pitcher, 6'2", 185 pounds from Whitehall, Pennsylvania. Looking for his first win on the year in 6 appearances. He's 0 for 4 with a 7.12 ERA and 24 innings worked. He's given up 22 hits, 21 runs, 19 earned. He has 20 strikeouts and 18 walks. And he'll face A.J. Wright, The second baseman for the Retrievers watches the first one in there for a strike. Wright, then Bright, the catcher for the Retrievers, followed by Matt Campbell, Dimitri Floyd, Colin Stack, Christian Torres, Joey Goodwin, Raven Beeman, and Mitchell Carroll, the center fielder, as the off-speed pitch hits the outside corner. Now 0-2. Wright will step back into the plate, 217 hitter. Started now 19 games on the year, 15 hits and 69 at bats for Wright. As the count is now 1-2. Wright on the season, slugging .319, 270 on base percentage, as that one is fouled off the foot. Opponent's batting .237. All Folcheski this year. As Wright digs in, the infielder, the junior from Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Off-speed pitch is well outside as the count runs 2-2. Not even close for the catcher, Agresti. Marshall, Evans, Rufo, and Durpich from first to third. 2-2 pitch. This one is driven out to center field. High fly ball. Krowiak giving chase. Looks up. It's off the base of the wall. Karam's off. A.J. Wright rounds first into second, standing up. And so Wright with a leadoff stand-up double calls time as he hands off the padding to head coach Bob Muma and shares a fist pump. So the ball really carrying out toward center field today. The wind now starting to blow out in that direction. We've mentioned it's been kind of crazy weather here in the Maryland area today. Sunny skies with temperatures near 70 to start the morning. And clouds rolled in. Got very dark here in the Catonsville area in southwest Baltimore County. Before the rains rolled through. Here's a line drive out towards center field. Krowiak comes in. It's in there for a base hit. Wright had to hold at second because he wasn't sure if that thing was going to hang up. First pitch swinging, Zach Bright with the single. And so the Retrievers now with runners on the corner. No outs as the shortstop Matt Campbell comes to the plate. In the outfield for the Bearcats, from left to right, it's Daniel Franchi, C.J. Krowiak, who's already been busy out there in center, and Anthony Maduri is the right fielder. That'll bring up Matt Campbell, the shortstop, 239 on the year, 11 hits, 46 at bats. This one, ground ball out to second. It's going to be a double play, but the runner from third right will come in to score. The Retrievers will take it on the sacrifice 4-6-3 double play putout. So quickly 2 down, but the Retrievers get within 1. As it'll bring up the designated hitter Dimitri Floyd to the plate. Floyd, here in 2018, has appeared mostly in that designated hitter role, and first pitch swinging fouled up behind us. Colin Stack on deck, the right fielder for the Retrievers, coached by Bob Mooman. His 7th season, a product of UMBC, 1994 graduate. Assistant coaches Liam Bowen, Larry Williams, and Tim O'Brien. Off-speed pitch, high fly ball, deep left field. Franchi back at the wall. He looks up, and this one is gone. And Floyd with the 2-out home run, a solo shot to left center, and the Retrievers knotted up at 2. So a couple of home runs in this game is where we're at here in just the bottom of the first. No doubt about it, home run as that thing got tied up in the trees. As you can see in our broadcast, the rain's starting to come down here in Catonsville. We were hoping to get through the rest of this contest without any issues with weather, and it's really starting to pick up as the umbrellas come out. First pitch, Stack watches for a strike in there by the knees, and the umbrellas quickly come out as now we have a downpour. This one's grounded out to first base, fielded by Marshall, who will take it himself. So the Retrievers strike back. Solo home run from Dimitri Floyd. Double started it with Wright, who came in on the double play. You also had a single from Zach Bright No runners left on. 2 runs scored on 3 hits for UMBC. Top of the second inning, we'll see the 7, 8, 9 batters for Binghamton. That's when we continue if we don't have a rain delay, and it actually looks like the umpires are coming off the field. So it looks like we're going to go into another delay here at Alumni Field, and they're going to go get the tarp out. So we'll keep you updated with when things will get restarted here in Catonsville, if they will. Best thing to do is, if you're watching our broadcast here on UMBC Retrievers TV and on AETV on the American East Network, I'd say to check out our social media pages, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, UMBC Athletics. And there you'll be able to get the latest information. Hopefully this is just passing through, as the weather forecast looked at it as though the showers had moved on by. But you can see the players in our broadcast here. They're going to go out and at least cover up the pitcher's mound and home plate. So we'll see what comes of it. Our second rain delay here in this contest, but not before the Retrievers tied it up. A couple of home runs in this game. The difference tied at 2. We'll be back with Retrievers action once we get through this rain delay here in Catonsville on UMBC Retrievers TV and AETV on the America East Network. Well, short rain delay this time here at Alumni Field. It looks like we're going to get back to action in Catonsville. We'll call that an extended break in between the first and second inning, as we're all tied at 2. And for the Binghamton Bearcats, 7, 8, 9 batters coming up. Daniel Franchi, the left fielder, will be followed by the first baseman, Jake Evans, and the designated hitter, Sean Trenholm. So, busy athletics day here at UMBC. We got softball happening over out in right field. They played through that brief rain delay in the second inning, no score in that matchup against UMass Lowell, another America East Conference battle. So Max Gorin back in the first inning, had a couple of strikeouts, a couple of walks, gave up a 2-run home run, but we're all even here at 2. As you can see in the camera there, Zach Bright, the catcher, trying to get everything behind the dish just the way he likes it. During the rain delay, only the pitcher's mound and home plate got covered up. This game's been pushed around. We were supposed to have a doubleheader. If you've been listening to our broadcast, we were supposed to play 2 today in Catonsville, but now we're just playing 1. Originally pushed back to a 3 o'clock start. We were not able to get started until about 3:45, almost 10 of 4. I know when I was getting here, Coach Bob Muma was here in our press box having a chat with Tim Sinicki, the head coach for Binghamton, and they were trying to decide exactly what it is they wanted to do as Coach Muma was going through the whole process of having to take the tarp off the field, as the black tarp was covering the whole infield portion of Alumni Field. And then, of course, under the tarp, they have a separate covering that goes over the pitcher's mound and home plate. And then they've got a third tarp that extends just in front of the pitcher's mound area out toward the plate in the inner part of the infield. As we'll get back to action here in Catonsville. And then we'll bring Daniel Franchi to the plate. Left fielder for Binghamton, right-handed batter is Franchi. Batting just 132, and now 12 games started and 16 played. As the first pitch misses for a ball. Shows bunt, commits, home plate umpire calls him for it as we're now even at 1. Franchi in 38 at bats, has 5 hits, has scored 5 runs, 2 triples on the year. 1-1 pitch, just a little bit low, maybe a tad outside as it's 2-1. Franchi with 2 RBI, 9 total bases. This one grounded out to third, played by Torres, over to first in time for the first out. So 5-3 put out Torres to Joey Goodwin over at first base for UMBC. Now Jake Evans will come to the plate. Evans, the second baseman. True freshman from Liverpool, New York, out of Liverpool High School, high and inside. Backs Evans off the plate just a little bit. Number 9 batter Sean Trenholm on deck, and then we'll flip the order as the first 2 pitches from Gorin misses. Quickly 2-0. Gorin looks into Bright. High leg kick, delivers. This one's outside for ball 3. Evans batting .250 and 32 at bats with 8 hits. 3-0 pitch, taken all the way, in there for a strike. Evans 8 of 32 on the year. 1 double, 1 home run. As this one misses away for ball 4. Third walk of the game for Max Gorin. Came into this contest with 10. He's now got 14 walks to 12 strikeouts. 2 of those coming here today. The number 9 batter Sean Trenholm, designated hitter, starting in his 5th game of the year. All right-handed bats for the Bearcats today. Swing, this one, a check swing. Dangerous area, charging in was Wright. It went under the mitt of the pitcher, Gorin. But Wright charges and gets it there in time. Fielder's choice to first, moves the runner to second. So Trenholm does his job there of getting the runner in scoring position in a 2-2 game. And so C.J. Krowiak, leadoff hitter, grounded out to shortstop to Matt Campbell back in the first inning. Evans, good size lead at second is Wright. Shades just a little bit, now back in position, off-speed pitch in the dirt. Good stop by Bright for a ball. Evans has scored 5 runs on the year. Has only attempted to steal once. That one time was a success. 1-0 pitch is in there for a strike on the outside. Now 1-1. Anthony Maduri, number 2 batter, the right fielder on deck. He reached on a walk after running the count full. And Gorin had gotten ahead in that count. It was one of 2 runs that came around on that Paul Rufo home run in the first. Inside is Wright. Slap tag, not in time as Evans is able to dive back. Quick pickoff attempt there from Gorin. So giving a lot of attention there to Evans, who's got a decent lead at second, the go-ahead run. With 2 down. This one in there for strike 2. So Franchi lead it off with a grounder down to third base that Torres played. Then the walk to Evans, who reached second on the fielder's choice. And now a 1-2 count on Krowiak. This is where he grounded to short to start the game back in the first. Evans, this one popped up down the first base side out of play as Krowiak keeps it alive. Krowiak has 12 RBI on the year. We mentioned a little bit of pop from the leadoff hitter with 2 home runs, 6 doubles. .419 slugging percentage. This one lined out to left field, charging in is Beeman, and Beeman will glove it with the left hand, and Evans will be stranded out on the base paths. So the Retrievers head into the home half of the second, tied up at 2. Torres, Goodwin, and Beeman coming up in the bottom of the second here on UMBC Retrievers TV and on AETV on the America East Network. Well, once again, the Umbrellas are out here at Alumni Field, bottom of the second, tied up at 2. And what has been a wild weather day here in Catonsville. All of a sudden, spring here in the Baltimore County area. As the Maryland weather can't decide what it wants to do, especially when the Retrievers are up. Seems like last 2 times UMBC has come up, as this one is grounded out to second base to Evans, who fields and throws, and Torres is out on 1 pitch. The last two times the Retrievers have come up, the rain has started to pick up. Back in the first inning, they got started by Wright, who had that leadoff double, and then a big two-run home run from Dimitri Floyd is what put the Retrievers on the board and tied it at 2. So now the number 7 batter, Joey Goodwin, out at first base, watches the first one called strike. Goodwin, a freshman, 6'2", 185 pounds, out of good counsel, lines that one right back up the middle. Volcheski had to dodge out of that for dear life, and the Retrievers are making great contact early on, even when it leads to an out. So with one down, Goodwin reaches on the single, and it brings up the number 8 hitter, the left fielder Raven Beeman. Beeman starting in his 18th game of the season. Beeman on the year batting .218, right-handed batter. This one low and away for a ball. Mitchell Carroll, center fielder today, batting 9th, is on deck as Volcheski has to dig out the mud from the spikes out there behind the rubber. It's really the dirt out around the slab starting to become almost clay-like as it starts to chunk up on the mound. Modest lead at first for Goodwin, as the second pitch is called a ball, 2-0 to Beeman. Beeman 12 hits and 55 at bats, as Volcheski on the first base side of the slab looks to first, swing and a miss on the high inside heater. Now 2-1. Goodwin has not attempted a steal in 2018. Stays put at first, as that one is in there for a strike. 2-2. The count goes even. Carroll on deck in the hole is A.J. Wright, who had a double back in the first and a run scored. Volcheski, a long look into his catcher, Jason Agresti. Sets at the belt. Foul tip is fouled back. And the count will stay even at 2. Beeman slugging .236 on the year, .328 on base percentage. Beeman has 8 walks, 22 strikeouts, tied for a team high with Colin Stack. Stack, who's on the cover of the programs today here at Alumni Field. As Volcheski sets again at the belt, swing and a miss on a check swing, and a strikeout for Volcheski is the second out of the inning. His first of the game for Volcheski, and it'll bring up Mitch Carroll. So Mitchell Carroll Carroll's out in center field today. Carroll's played a little bit of everywhere this season. He's played some center field, some left field, as well in the infield. He's batting .143 on the year, and now his 12th game started as the first one he sees is called a ball. Goodwin with that one-out line drive. Over at first. This one is flied out to right field. Maduri coming in, Evans going back. A little bit of a mix-up of communications, but Evan calls for it. And that will be the third out of the inning. So the Retrievers leave one runner on, one strikeout for Jake Volcheski. In the bottom of the second, we'll head to the top of the third. 3, 4, 5 batters coming up for the Bearcats here on UMBC Retrievers TV and on AETV on the America East Network. Tied at 2 as we head into the third inning of baseball here at Alumni Field. Catonsville, UMBC Retrievers, and the Binghamton Bearcats. It'll be the 3, 4, 5 batters. Maduri, to start off in the second. Got ahead of myself. As it's 2, 3, and 4 here in the third. Too many threes for me in that one. So a walk and a fly out. This one is a ground ball, finds the hole on the left side. In for a base hit as Maduri first pitch swinging. So the first batter gets on in the third for Binghamton. And that'll bring up Paul Rufo. 5'10", 195-pound senior from Cedar Grove, New Jersey, who went yard in his last at-bat, 2-run home run to deep center field on the first pitch that he saw from Max Gorin. Outside corner for a strike. So Rufo getting that home run when Maduri reached on the walk. And this one's thrown away on the pickoff attempt. It's going to allow Maduri to move all the way around to third as the ball is hung up. Giving chase is Goodwin. And so that one gets away in the mix-up there between Gorin and Goodwin on the wild throw. And then it got hung up down over by the bullpen area, down the right field line. And so now with an 0-1 count and none down, Rufo has the go-ahead run out at third. This one's high and inside for a ball. Evens the count at 1. Agresti, the cleanup batter, on deck, a strikeout victim back in the first. One pitch off speed. This one's fly down the first base side. Goodwin calls for it near the edge of the infield grass. And that'll be the first out of the inning. Just one down as Jason Agresti comes to the plate, struck out swinging back in the first. Agresti, senior, 6'2", 220-pound, right-handed catcher from Yorktown, New York, out of Kennedy Catholic High School. Agresti second on the team in batting average at .323 behind Maduri, who's out at third. Swings, ground ball out to the left side of the field. Good backhand. Runner's going to score. Campbell throws to first. It's not going to be in time. That one's most likely going to be a base hit, as Campbell did a good job to keep that in the infield. It was a good backhand deep in the hole. And Binghamton takes the lead on the infield single by Agresti. Well, Justin Durpich, the third baseman, comes up now with one out and a runner on first. Binghamton now leading 3-2. Durpich, the right-handed batter. First pitch swinging, fouls that one out of play behind the first base dugout. Durpich worked the count full after falling behind in the first. Reached base on a walk as this one's fouled into the net. And quickly 0-2. Durpich would be left stranded back in the first. And Shane Marshall is on deck for Binghamton. Durpich on the year, batting .163. This is the 14th game that he started. Gorin sets the belt. This one on the outside corner. Good frame by Bright. Not going to get the hometown call. Gorin sets, delivers. This one's fouled off behind first base. So Durpich keeps the at-bat alive. 8 hits and 49 at-bats. Just a couple RBI for Durpich on the season. In the hole here, 1-2 count. Gorin sets, looks at first, kicks, delivers. This one's flied out toward right field. Stack comes in. And the put out there is now 2 outs. And so Agresti hanging out over there at first. As the Bearcats will try to advance Agresti here with 2 outs, and Shane Marshall, a strikeout victim in the first, coming to the plate. Off-speed pitch, that one fouled off the mask of Bright. Marshall with that strikeout in the first now has 16 on the season. He leads the Bearcats in that category with 16 Ks on the year. 2 strikeouts in this game for Gorin. And as a team, the Bearcats will have 139 on the year. 0-1 pitch in the dirt. Again, a good stop by Bright. Called a ball. Bright has done a good job with the tools on behind the plate, as the UMBC Retrievers team has had to come out and add dirt to the field. And again, that one skips in. Another good stop as Marshall now sees a 2-1 count upcoming. That ball tossed over the dugout and glides through a nice little mud putt of cleat imprints right in front of the Retrievers bench. Got to think they're going to work their way through a lot of balls in this contest. Gorin, this one a little bit low. Hometown fans not happy with the call. And so Marshall runs the count well in his favor. Hitters count 3-1. 2 down, runner on first. Daniel Franchi, the left fielder, is on deck, and he'll reach the plate as Marshall reaches on the walk. Agresti will move up to second with 2 down. Runners on first and second. That's now the 3rd walk of the game issued by Gorin. It'll bring up the number 7 batter, the left fielder, Daniel Franchi. Franchi ground out to Torres at 3rd in the 2nd inning. It's Gorin, checks the runner at 2nd. This one inside, backs Franchi off the plate. Evans, the number 8 hitter, is on deck. And Zach Bright will head out and have a quick chat with his big right-handed freshman, Gorin. Gorin, in terms of win-loss, has the best numbers for Coach Bob Mooma's squad at 2-1 coming into the game. He's worked 14 1/3 on the year. Opponents batting .281 off Gorin. And the Retrievers, who are .500 here at Alumni Field at 3-3. This one right back into the screen. You could see it coming in the direction of our camera. With a 1-1 count. Bearcats with 3 runs on 3 hits. Retrievers have scored 2 on 4. They've committed 1 error on that pickoff attempt from Gorin over to first base at Goodwin as it got hung up on the first base bullpen. Off speed, misses outside again. Bright trying to frame that pitch. He's not going to get the call from the home plate umpire. And it's now 2-1 on Franchi. Franchi ran the count to 2-1 in his last at bat before grounding out to Torres. Agresti at second, Marshall at first. Swing and a miss. And it's now 2-2 on Franchi. Light crowd with the weather conditions the way they are here in Catonsville. But they're getting behind their freshman pitcher, Max Gorin. Here with the runners on first and second. Gorin looks back at second, sets the letters, kicks, delivers, off-speed pitch. Called strike 3. 3rd strikeout of the game for Max Gorin. But the Bearcats take the lead here in the top of the third. Now 3-2. Torres, Goodwin, and Beeman coming up for the Retrievers in the home half of the third here on UMBC Retrievers TV and on AETV on the America East Network. Top of the order coming up for the Retrievers in the home half of the third. 3-2 lead for Binghamton over UMBC. Jake Volcheski, 1 strikeout in today's contest. He'll take on A.J. Wright to start the third. Double and a run scored for Wright back in the first. Retrievers on the year batting .201 in 19 games. This their 20th. First pitch inside corner for a strike. UMBC 278 on base percentage, slugging .272. They now have 9 home runs on the year after Dimitri Floyd hit a 2-run bomb back in the first. As it's quickly 0-2 on Wright. Floyd slated to bat cleanup, number 4, if the Retrievers get that far. Off-speed pitch in the dirt. Good stop by Agresti behind the plate. It's now 1-2. UMBC in the midst of a 4-game slide with 3 straight dropped at Florida Gulf Coast, and then a loss midweek at George Mason on the road, and a called strike 3 on A.J. Wright. And for Jake Volcheski, his second strikeout, first looking in this contest. Zach Bright 1 for 1, single back in the first. Or check that. He reached on a single, and then the fielder's choice was how he was put out. And this one, first pitch is fouled off down the first base side. Marshall giving chase over by the fence, but this one's going to get out of play. Campbell on deck. So, yeah, Bright was doubled up back in the first after a single on the 4-6-3 by Matt Campbell, who's the shortstop today for Coach Muma's squad. Volcheski, 2 strikeouts. Has not walked a batter yet, as that one is called for strike 2. Volcheski coming out dealing here in the third, keeping the ball around the plate. So he put down Wright in just 3 pitches, trying to do the same here to Bright. So Wright to Bright, 1-2 for the Retrievers in this lineup. 6 of Binghamton's next 7 games will be against America East opponents as Bright goes down swinging. So back-to-back Ks for Volcheski here in the third. So Matt Campbell coming to the plate. Campbell with the double play, fielder's choice. He did score right on that 4-6-3 putout over to the right side of the infield. I checked that. I said it was a 2-run home run from Floyd. It was actually a solo in the first. A 2-run home run hit by Rufo for Binghamton. As that one is outside and away, count even at 1. Last weekend, Binghamton hosting St. John's out of the Big East. They lost a pair of games. A couple of close ones, as this one is fouled into the Retrievers bench. Watch out. Down there on the third base side. Very dangerous play, something you don't see very often. You're really out in front on that one if you're able to foul it all the way back into your own bench on the third base side behind you. That's what they call the Glenn Davis special. Something that Baltimore fans, a reference that they might get, some more older fans. As that one's low and away in the dirt, 2-1. Floyd, the designated hitter, on the on-deck circle. Binghamton, 2 weeks ago, took 1 of 3 at Stony Brook, losing late leads in each. And Volcheski strikes out the side as Campbell goes down looking. So top of the 4th coming up, Binghamton leading 3-2. 8-9 one-hitters coming up for the Bearcats here on UMBC Retrievers TV and on AETV on the America East Network. Retrievers went 3 up, 3 down as Volcheski struck out the side back in the bottom of the 3rd. So that'll bring us to the top of the 4th inning. Jake Evans to lead off. Evans walked. He reached second back in the 2nd, where he was stranded. Number 8 batter squares around a bunt. This one, though, outside. Evans out at second base today for the Bearcats, starting his 10th game, as that one's low and away. Now 1-1. Evans a .244 hitter, .326 on base percentage. This one is bunted. Gorin comes in on it, plays with the glove, throws to first in time. And there's one away here in the 4th. So that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, the designated hitter, Sean Trenholm. Trenholm with a fielder's choice back in the 2nd. Trenholm just his 5th start. .313 batter, pops this one up. It's going to be out of play behind us. Trenholm just 17 at-bats on the year with 5 hits. Gorin, that one well off the mark, as Gorin looked like he might have lost his footing on the rubber. You can see him kicking his right and left foot down on the mound area as he's trying to get the mud loose from the spikes. Big guy trying to get reset. Big delivery, big leg kick, off-speed pitch, a swing and a miss as Evans swings right through it. Or check that, Trenholm swings right through it, 1-2. Always seem to be one behind. I don't know if the rain delay applies to the broadcasters or not, as that one's in the dirt, stopped by Bright. And now 2-2. Good job behind the plate for Bright so far in this game, dealing with the mud and the balls that are getting down to the dirt. Here's a high fly ball out to left field. Beeman giving chase. This one is out of here. So a solo shot from the number 9 hitter, Sean Trenholm. And the Bearcats now with a couple of home runs in this game, as Trenholm rounds the bases. Taps helmets with C.J. Krowiak. And it is now a 4-2 game. And so Trenholm will get mobbed in the dugout after the solo shot. Paul Rufo has also homered in this game for the Bearcats, as Krowiak, who's 0 for 2, steps in. First one he sees is a ball. Krowiak flied out to left field in the second. 6-3 put out in the first as he grounded out to Campbell out there at shortstop, as Campbell made a nice play out near second base. Did a little pirouette to make the throw and get it in time. And as the count runs out to 2-0 on Krowiak, that's going to prompt a quick visit to the mound. And coming into this game for the Bearcats, junior outfielder Anthony Maduri was leading the team and ranked 3rd in the America East with a .368 batting average. Maduri a walk, 2 runs scored, and a base hit in today's matchup. John Agresti came in batting .323, ranking 3rd in the conference with 8 doubles. And C.J. Krowiak, who will dig in here with a 2-0 count, he's tied for 7th in conference play with 12 RBI. The Bearcats overall as a team batting .232. As UMBC came in batting in the 240s as a team, as that one was in the dirt, now 3-0. Maduri, another dangerous hitter in the on-deck circle with just 1 out. That one's called a strike, as it's now 3-1. Krowiak coming into today's contest, leader for the Bearcats in runs and RBI. Along with home runs, he had 2. So that one's high and inside for a ball. And so Krowiak, 1-out walk. And now Anthony Maduri will head to the plate. Looks like there was a couple of players from the Retrievers bench heading down to the outside of the bullpen area. Not sure if there's any action down there or not. We'll keep you updated. Throw back to first. Easy dive in for Krowiak. Binghamton expected in the 3 games this weekend to throw out Volcheski, who we saw today, as this off-speed pitch misses for a ball. Along with Nick Wegman, the senior lefty, and the junior right-hander Nick Gallagher. So we should see them tomorrow in the doubleheader that was pushed back to Saturday here at Alumni Field. 1-0 pitch. This one's in there for a strike. Good fastball right at the knees. Rufo's 1 for 2 with a 2-run home run on deck for the Bearcats, with 1 down here in the 4th. Jake Evans grounding out to the pitcher on a bunt attempt. And the home run from Trenholm. Runner at first is going, hit and run on, but it's fouled back into the fence. So now it's 1-2 to Maduri. So we mentioned Maduri coming into this weekend series, the team leader in batting average and slugging percentage at .474, as well as on-base percentage and hits. Grounder out toward third. Torres is charging. Plays it on the glove. Bobbles it. There's nothing he can do, as the sophomore had some issues getting that thing out of the webbing. And so Maduri reaches first. Krowiak, the runner, at first moves up to second. And now with 1 down, Paul Rufo comes to the plate. With the Bearcats with a 2-run lead here in the top of the fourth, Rufo comes up with a chance to do some damage. Kroyak at second, Maduri at first. First pitch to Rufo in the dirt for a ball. Rufo in the third. Flew out to first base. Out to Goodwin just in front of the outfield grass. Righty against righty. Off-speed pitch. This one's drilled out to left center field. It's going to get in the gap. Will it stay in the park? It does. Off the net. 1 run scores. It's Kroyak coming in to home. Stand up. And it's a stand-up double for Rufo, who has a homer and a double in this contest. Rufo now with 3 RBI. 3 of the Bearcats' 5. Maduri will move to third. So a tough situation continues to get worse for Gorin. And we see Coach Bob Muma coming out of the dugout to make a pitching change. So Gorin goes 3 1/3, giving up 5 runs on 6 hits. And he'll be the pitcher on record as we'll have a pitching change here in the top of the fourth. A 5-2 lead for the Bearcats over the Retrievers here on UMBC Retrievers TV and on AETV on the America East Network. New pitcher for the Retrievers is number 16, right-handed pitcher, freshman Aaron Hewson, 6'2", 187-pound right-hander from Hawley, Pennsylvania, out of Wallenpaupack High School. So Hewson will take over for Gorin, who went 3 1/3, giving up 5 hits, 6 runs. Also responsible for the 2 runners out at second and third, Maduri and Rufo, as John Agresti, the cleanup batter. Agresti, one of the top hitters in this Bearcats lineup, as Hewson comes in. No wins, no losses. This is his 6th appearance in a game in 9 2/3. Herky-jerky windup, and this one is fouled down the third base side. Justin Durpich is on deck for the Bearcats. In the hole is the first baseman, Shane Marshall. Agresti 1 of 2, base hit, reached second, struck out in the first. As Hewson looks in. Off-speed pitch in the dirt. Good backhand there by Bright. As the count runs to 1-1. Hewson in 9 2/3 has given up 13 hits and 12 runs. 7 of those earned, 4 strikeouts, 4 walks. He's given up 5 doubles. Opponents batting .310 against him on the year. This one well off the mark, and you can hear Hewson not happy with it as He let out a little grunt after coming off the slab awkwardly. Now he takes the glove off. He rubs the ball down, digs in on the first base side of the rubber. With a 2-1 count upcoming on Agresti. Looks into Bright. Sets at the belt, checks the runners. Kicks, delivers. This one is driven out to left field. Going back is Beeman at the warning track. Runner at third is going to tag and come in. And so another run scored. This one, Maduri. That one will be credited to Gorin. Well, there's 2 outs. Runner at second, Paul Rufo, will stay put. And so 3 runs scored in this inning. It got started with a 1-out solo home run from Sean Trenholm. A walk in the base hit. A couple of runs scored in the double from Rufo. And so now Justin Durpich comes in looking for his first base hit. Wicked curveball there from Houston. In there for a strike. Durpich, a 163 batter. As Houston steps off the rubber. Houston really contorts that body with that left leg kick, twisting all the way back towards second base. The left foot slightly in front of the right when he's set on the rubber. Everything that he has put into the pitch as that one's low and away for a ball. Count at 1-1. UMBC with the heart of the lineup coming up in the home half of the 4th. That one in there for a strike. As Houston's really got some nasty stuff today when it's over the plate. Problem is sometimes that body gets going toward the right side of the infield and the ball carries with it. And when he can stay squared on, he can get that ball in there, coming in at the right-handed batters, and then it finds its way over the plate. Fastball outside. Houston wanted it. He's not going to get it. As the count evens at 2. Durpich flew out to Stack, the right fielder. Last inning in the 3rd. Reached on a walk in the 1st, so 0 for 1 officially on the day. 6-2 lead for the Bearcats as this one's fouled out of play down the first base line out behind the Binghamton dugout. Binghamton has now sent 7 batters to the plate in this inning. Good lead out at second for Paul Rufo. Not getting much attention from Houston or the infielders. Off-speed pitch, looked like a changeup. Out in front of it was Durpich as he fouled that one over toward the Retrievers bench. So we'll do the 2-2 count again with 2 outs. 3 runs scored in the inning by Binghamton. As they have scored in every inning but the second. 2-2 pitch, check swing, appeal to first. They said he did not go. And the UMBC fans are not happy about that call, as it looked like Durpich got pretty far around on that. And UMBC not getting any of the home calls at this point. So a full count upcoming with 2 down. Houston delivers. This one's fouled in the net. And Durpich doing a good job of keeping this inning alive. UMBC trying to end that losing streak here at home, where they are 3-3 on the year. They've fared much better here in Catonsville than they have on the road. Full count, curveball lined out to second base, and Wright jumps up to snag that one. And the inning comes to an end, but not before the Bearcats put 3 on the board, starting with that big solo home run from Sean Trenholm. It is now a 6-2 lead for Binghamton as we head to the home half of the 4th inning. It'll be the 4, 5, 6 batters. Floyd Stack and Torres coming up here on UMBC Retrievers TV and on AETV on the America East Network. Jake Volcheski, 4 strikeouts today. Struck out the side in the third, put down the 1-2-3 hitters in order, Wright, Bright, and Campbell. The law firm of Wright, Bright, and Campbell. And we'll see Floyd, Stack, and Torres here in the bottom of the fourth with UMBC trailing 6-2. That one called strike outside. Dimitri Young in his lone at bat, a solo shot, put one up in the trees out there in left center field back in the first. Thought about that one, but decided to hold back. Good idea for Floyd. Floyd now with 2 home runs, as this one is lined on the left field line. It's going to be in there for a base hit. Extra bases upcoming for Dimitri Floyd, as they're having a little bit of trouble out in left field. Franchi can't bring it in. Floyd's going to go to third. Throw is not in time as Floyd is in there. Definite double. Not sure if he's going to get a call for the triple, but the Retrievers needing that as the freshman great job of Floyd looking for his pitch on the 1-1 count. And Floyd is seeing the ball well today as he crushed that one down the left field line. And then Franchi struggling back by the banners in the left field corner to bring that one in. Not sure if the wet conditions led to that as Colin Stack comes in. First pitch he sees is a strike. Stack 0 for 1, the right-handed batter, facing an 0-1 count. This one driven out to center field. Kroyak giving chase. Kroyak at the warning track. It's over his head. Floyd will come in to score. Stack into second, standing up. And so the Retrievers with back-to-back base hits getting something started here in the fourth. As Stack drilled that one. Kroyak had some trouble locating it at first, and then it got over his head and hit the base of the wall. And the Retrievers cut the lead in half now, 6-3. Floyd, 2 of 2, leading things off with a triple. He's got a home run in the game as well, and then Stack with the double. It brings up Christian Torres, the switch hitter, batting from the left side. And so after that, we're going to have a visit to the mound as the coaching staff and Jason Agresti, the catcher, going to come in and have a quick chat with Jake Volcheski, who's done well to this point. He struck out the side in the last inning. But he comes out here and gives up a triple to Floyd and then a double to Stack. And now Torres comes up. And Christian Torres, if you remember, really came out on fire as a freshman. One of the top freshman players in the America East in 2017. Batting average a little bit down this year, .228 hitter. Started in 19 games, 13 hits, and 58 at-bats. A couple of doubles, 1 home run with 6 RBI, .316 slugging. First pitch of ball. Joey Goodwin, the first baseman, is on deck. So watch out for Torres, as he's got a little bit of pop in that bat, slightly open stance from the left side batter's box, right on top. A swing and a cut as the foul tip lands in the mitt of Jason Agresti. And the count runs to 1-1. Torres, in the game I did earlier this year, was batting lower in the lineup, and so he's starting to move his way back up top where we saw him in the top half of the lineup, as this one is fouled on the left field line. Franchi's giving chase out of play. Franchi can't locate it. It stayed in play, but Franchi shading out towards center. Had to really chase that one down. And then once you got out over into the warning track area, which in many spots, especially right in front of the Retrievers bench, is just an absolute mud pit. Looked like once he made the transition from the grass to the track that he maybe got a little worried about his footing. And Franchi actually struggled on that triple we saw from Floyd to dig that ball out in the left field corner. 1-2 pitch. This one's high. Good eye by Torres not to chase as the count runs to 2-2. Looks like we got some movement down in the Bearcats bullpen. So this may be the final inning of work for Volcheski, who, you know, the starters in this contest, as time is called at the plate. You know, the starters in this contest have to be a little bit off. Originally planning for the doubleheader and the noon start, and then getting the game pushed back to 3 and then to 3:45. And then we also had a very brief, about 10-minute or so rain delay that happened right after the first inning. And so Agresti will call time. Quick chat with Volcheski with the runner Stack out at second. I think maybe they want to switch up the signs. Still none down for the Retrievers. 2-2 pitch from Volcheski, well outside, and it's now 3-2. You got to wonder if getting lower in the lineup, if the Bearcats maybe want to put Torres on the left-handed bat and instead get the righty-righty matchup against Goodwin and set up the possibility of a double play. Still up by 3, 6-3. And that one's low. And so Torres works the walk. So you got to wonder if that was planned in that conversation that they had with Agresti. But regardless, it'll bring up Joey Goodwin. Goodwin, line drive right up the middle back in the second inning. So we'll see if it was a good move to put Torres on at first. With runners now at first and second, Torres at first, Stack at second. Reached on the double and the run driven in with none down here in the bottom of the fourth. First pitch swinging, fouled behind us. Raven Beeman, the left fielder, on deck. Goodwin, the leader in batting average, but of course this is only the third game that he's, or the fourth game that he's played in, third that he started. Goodwin at 250. So a little misleading with the numbers. UMBC at 2-1, they're 5-13 overall. This one is outside for a ball, 1-1. Binghamton is 1-2 in the conference. They are 4-13, so down years for both of these squads. And the Retrievers, of course, coming off that 2017 conference championship, winning the conference tournament. Right now, Stony Brook at 12-9, as that one is fouled back to the net in the three-way tie for first. As Stony Brook, UMass Lowell, and UMBC are 2-1. Hartford at 3-2. This weekend series, huge for both of these two teams. As after this, the Retrievers will play host on April 3rd, midweek game on Tuesday against UMES. This one is a base hit into right field. Stacks coming around from second. He'll score. Into third goes Torres. Long single for Joey Goodwin, who's 2 for 2 in this game. And it's now 6-4, so the Retrievers are battling back. Heads up running there by Torres, and that'll be it for Volcheski, who leaves this game with the tying run out on first. The Retrievers will have runners on the corners coming up. It'll be Beeman, the number 8 hitter, when we come back from this short break here on UMBC Retrievers TV and on AETV on the America East Network. Binghamton coach Tim Sinicki is going to go with the left-handed pitcher, the freshman, Reed Van Scooter, 5'11", 175-pound freshman from Canisius, New York. Van Scooter, this will be his 7th appearance with a 3.94 ERA. He's pitched in 16 innings. He's given up 15 hits, 7 runs, 7 of those earned, 14 strikeouts to 4 walks. And opponent's batting average right at .254. Not an enviable position for Van Scooter to come into with none out and runners on the corners. Tying run out at first. And Raven Beeman will dig in for the Retrievers. Beeman, a strikeout victim back in the second, the first of 4 for Volcheski, who leaves the game after 3 innings of work. Throw to first. And back in standing up is Joey Goodwin. Goodwin 2 of 2 on the day. A couple of base hits, one to right up the middle back in the second. And his last base hit into shallow right field, driving in 1 as the Retrievers have scored 2 to battle back to a 6-4 deficit. This one's fouled out of play down the first base side. So Beeman facing an 0-1 count, the number 8 hitter. Mitchell Carroll, the utility man for Coach Muma's squad, in the dugout as he gets a look at the lefty in this mostly right-handed lineup for Coach Muma. Christian Torres was the lone left-handed bat, now showing bunt. This one is bunted down the first base side, foul. Suicide squeeze on. Coach going aggressive, of course. Coach Muma down there at third with none out. Was trying to take advantage of the Bearcats, who are playing deep in the infield. Shallow double play at second and short with Evans and Rufo. And Marshall holding at first, Goodwin. So 0-2 upcoming to Beeman as Van Scooter delivers. This one is lined up the middle for a base hit. Torres will come in to score. And the Retrievers make it a 1-run game. UMBC putting up 3 here in the 4th. Goodwin moves up to second as Beeman gets the base hit. Taking it right back up the middle. And more importantly, UMBC has no outs as the number 9 batter, Mitchell Carroll, comes to the plate. Beeman was batting .218 to that point. He had just 3 RBIs. That was his 4th. And so Carroll digs in with runners on first and second, squares to bunt. This one is foul. Was wondering if Coach Moon would call for the bunt here as we saw the attempted suicide squeeze with Beeman up. But instead, with those 2 strikes in the 0-2 count, Beeman was swinging away and got one that he liked and was able to drive it up the middle and put it into center field. Corners in, ready for that bunt with an 0-1 upcoming to Carroll. Let's see if he sacrifices here. The shortstop, Rufo, looked like he was going to move in. Good lead at second for Goodwin. Carroll swings and fouls it back into the net, as it's now 0-2. 6th batter to come up here in the 4th. 3 runs have scored. Each team putting 3 on the board in the 4th. Bearcats and the Retrievers putting up 2 in the 1st. And the Bearcats scoring 1 back in the 3rd inning to give them the lead now. Van Scooter looks to second. He's set at the letters. This one, ground ball out towards second base. It'll move the runner to third. Evans takes it himself to get the double play. So Goodwin with 2 outs will move to third on the fielder's choice. And so now the tying run moves over to third. And it'll bring A.J. Wright to the plate. Wright with a double and a run scored back in the 1st. Strikeout victim in the 3rd, 1 of 2 on the day. Wright coming up in a big situation here. Bright on deck behind Wright. Out of the delivery now. This one is in the dirt. A good stop behind the plate by Agresti, as Van Scooter will work out of the windup. A lot of room behind home plate here, and especially with Van Scooter and 2 outs going to the windup. Goodwin over at third can get a very good lead. And if the Retrievers can get 1 past Agresti, or at least if Van Scooter can throw a wild pitch, the Retrievers can bring 1 in. Ground ball out towards short. Rufo digs back on it, throw to first on the scoop. It's not in time, and the run will score. And the Retrievers tie it up here in the 4th. We're all even at 6. Rufo was a bit indecisive. At first it looked like he might come in, but then he took a step back, played it. He had to hurry the throw with the wheels of Wright. And he put that one in the dirt, and Marshall was unable to dig it out. So we'll give that a throwing error. So A.J. Wright will reach on the error by the shortstop, Rufo. That'll bring Zach Bright to the plate. Bright 1 for 2. Swing and ground ball out at shortstop. It's going to get up the middle for a base hit. So Wright will move to second as Bright gets a base hit. So a costly error by Rufo, the shortstop, to allow the tying run to score. And because of that, the Retrievers now have new life, even with 2 outs, here in the bottom of the 4th. Go-ahead run out at second is A.J. Wright, as Matt Campbell comes to the plate 0 for 2. Strikeout and a double play victim in his 2 at-bats so far for Campbell, who's out at shortstop today. Off-speed pitch swing, and this one is fouled to the dugout area for the Retrievers. If you're Van Scooter, you definitely want to try to shut the Retrievers down here with Campbell, with Floyd on deck, who has a home run and a triple today. A pair of runs scored for Dimitri Floyd. The freshman swinging a hot bat here to end March. Lefty against righty. 0-1 pitch. In there for a strike. Down and inside on Campbell. And Campbell is quickly in the hole. 0-2 with 2 down. UMBC with 6 runs on 9 hits. The Bearcats 6 runs on 6 hits. Each team has an error in this contest. Over in the softball game, UMBC leading UMass Lowell 4-1. in the 6th. Van Scooter sets at the letters, looks, delivers, off-speed pitch, swing and a miss. And Campbell goes down swinging. Second time he has struck out in this contest. But the Retrievers put 4 on the board here in the 4th, tying it up at 6. And so Binghamton will come up in the top of the 5th. It'll be Marshall, Franchi, and Evans, 6, 7, 8 batters coming up for Binghamton when we return here on UMBC Retrievers TV and on AETV on the America East Network. Big inning for both teams back in the 4th as the Retrievers were able to tie it up at 6. Now we'll head to the top of the 5th. Shane Marshall to lead off as Aaron Hewson will stay in relief as he took over for Max Gorin. Marshall, the first baseman for the Bearcats, strikeout victim in the 1st, struck out swinging. And he walked back in the 3rd inning. Off speeds low and away for a ball. 1-0 pitch misses away for ball 2. Taking a look at the America East Week 6 awards on the America East website. A player of the week was Nick Grandy out of Stony Brook. His account runs to 2-1. The shortstop from Smithtown, New York at .412. He had 3 doubles in a 3-1 week for Stony Brook, who sits atop the conference standings. Randy scoring 5 runs in the series sweep of Quinnipiac. It is his first America East Baseball Award. Quickly 3-1 on Marshall with Franchi and Evans to follow. And Marshall will reach first on a walk, and that'll bring up Daniel Franchi. Franchi is 0 for 2. Grounded out to 3rd in the 2nd, and struck out looking to end the 3rd inning. As Franchi comes up, taking a look at those America East awards, the co-pitcher of the week last week, Dominique Savino from Albany, the junior, right-handed pitcher from Smithtown, New York. Complete game shutout and a win over UMass Lowell. 1 walk allowed. He struck out 5. His 2nd consecutive Pitcher of the Week award. Co-pitcher of the week went to Hartford's Nicholas Domkowski. Throw to first. Good quick snap throw from Bright, the catcher. But diving back was Marshall, with Franchi facing an 0-1 count. Of course, you can follow the latest news on the America East at their website at americaeast.com. Of course, all America East games are broadcast right here on americaeast.tv. The place to live. America East games for free on any device in Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire, and Android TV. 0-2 upcoming for Franchi. Daniel Franchi, redshirt sophomore. As right now Hewson is keeping a close eye on Marshall over at first base. Looking at the numbers, Shane Marshall is 4 of 5, but paying enough attention to get the swinging strikeout of Franchi. And so Hewson records his first strikeout in this contest. As Jake Evans will come to the plate. For Houston, that strikeout is 5th of the season. And again, giving a lot of attention to Marshall over there at first. As we said, is 4 of 5 on steal attempts this year. This one, a little line drive in a dangerous area down the right field line, and it is a foul ball. A.J. Wright losing the lid as he gave chase to it, but number off the end of the bat from Evans with the speed of Marshall and Evans. That one falling in a very dangerous place, very close to the line. But the first base umpire giving chase and keeping an eye on where that landed. And had that been just a few feet to the left, it could have been a real problem for the Retrievers' defense. But instead, it's only a strike. As Evans comes to the plate, a walk in the second. As the throw to first, diving back is Marshall. Plenty of time there. Evans in his last at bat in the 4th attempted to bunt when he grounded it right back to the pitcher. Good bender there, misses low for a ball. You can hear the Retrievers fans giving the home plate umpire a hard time for that call. You can hear him saying that one was pretty good. Retrievers don't get it. Hit and runs on. Foul ball out of play down the first base side. It's now 1-2. Evans, a good fielding percentage out there in second base at .957. Not the best on the team. As again, diving back is Marshall. But Evans with 27 putouts and 39 attempts. He has committed 3 errors. Most on the team goes to Paul Rufo out at shortstop. Called strike 3 on Evans. So a couple of Ks as Houston is dealing here in the 5th. Trying to make up for that walk, the leadoff walk that he gave to Marshall. Hoping to get out of the inning unscathed. As Sean Trenholm comes up. Trenholm with a fielder's choice in that huge solo home run out to left field in his last at bat last inning. A 2-2 count that he just drove. As that one hits the inside corner, Trenholm does not like the call. You can see as he smirks into the dugout. As Houston throws over to first. Pair of freshmen pitching today for Coach Muma. As Houston takes over for Max Gorin. Swing and a miss. And quickly 0-2. Houston who gave up that walk to start the inning. Trying to strike out 3 in a row. Houston looks at first. Sets, delivers, and the curveball just doesn't curve there. But a good pitch nonetheless, 0-2. That made Trenholm move his feet as Trenholm was forced to leave the batter's box. So it got him thinking. Trenholm slightly open stance, right-handed batter. Throw to first. Diving back is Marshall. Dimitri Floyd, who's 2 of 2 with a home run and a triple, will lead off things for UMBC in the home half of the 5th. Off-speed pitch low and away for a ball. It's now 2-2. C.J. Krowiak, leadoff hitter in the on-deck circle for Binghamton. Marshall with a decent lead over there at first, and Houston steps off the rubber. Houston's done a good job of paying attention to the runner at first, but also dealing at the plate. Off speed, and this one is a called strike 3. Trenholm throws his hands in the air. He can't believe it. The Retrievers may have finally gotten the home call on that one. 3 strikeouts in a row, 2 of which came looking from Aaron Houston. And the Retrievers will send Dimitri Floyd to the plate in the home half of the 5th inning, tied at 6 with Binghamton. We'll have more coming up here on UMBC Retrievers TV and on AETV on the America East Network. Heart of the order coming up for the Retrievers here in the bottom of the fifth inning, halfway through here at Alumni Field. Graham Waples with you on this broadcast on UMBC Retrievers TV and AETV on the America East Network. Dimitri Floyd coming up, solo home run in the first. Line drive down the left field line for a triple in the fourth. Young seeing the ball well today as that one is called a ball. Floyd, Dimitri Young, I'm already anointing him the next Major League Baseball player, as that one's called a strike. Had to be reminded here from the guys in the booth who are keeping an eye on me today. I'm blaming it on the rain delays. We can do that, right? 2-1 again. Floyd fouls that one out of play down the first base line. You know, Floyd has to realize how he's hitting the ball in this game. Been a good plug in there, the designated hitter position here in his first season at UMBC. Right-handed batter. This one is outside for a ball. Even the count at 2. Binghamton wanting that call, especially after Houston got that called third strike against Trenholm to end the top of the fifth inning. 2-2 pitch. This one, high fly ball, deep left field. This one is, it's going to be gone if it's fair, but it is well foul. As that one was knocked almost into Arbutus. As Floyd crushed that one. Dimitri Floyd, the freshman from Dover, Delaware, 5'10", 210 pounds, putting everything behind that one. And this one's outside. Good eye by Floyd to run the count full at 3-2. Stack and Torres to follow here in the bottom of the fifth inning. 6-6 game. Floyd digs in. Pitch from Van Scooter. Swing and a miss. Going up top was Van Scooter. And so Floyd, with his first strikeout, Van Scooter with his second strikeout since coming in for Volcheski, as he has now struck out the last two batters he has faced. And with one down, Colin Stack will come up as, hey, guess what? The sun is making a rare appearance here at Alumni Field. Welcome to the show. First pitch in there for a strike. Stack 1 of 2. Double and a run scored last inning as the Retrievers sent 9 batters to the plate. We see Torres on deck. He'll switch around to the right side. Swing and a miss on the off-speed pitch. As Stack came swinging out of his shoes. Was fooled, and that one from Van Scooter. Reed Van Scooter, the lefty. The fireman coming in for the Bearcats after Volcheski was really cruising. UMBC trailing 6-2 into the fourth, before they put 4 on the board. That one's well outside, and Colin Stack strikes out swinging. Van Scooter has now struck out the first 2 batters to start the 5th. He struck out 3 in a row going back to the bottom of the 4th when he set down Matt Campbell on 3 pitches. And so Christian Torres will come up. Torres 0 for 1. He reached on a walk, a run scored. Batting for the first time in this game from the right-handed batter's box, and that one is called a ball. Joey Goodwin, who's 2 of 2 in the game, is on deck. Van Scooter's delivery finds the zone for a strike. So the count evens at 1. Bearcats will send the top of the lineup coming up when we head to the 6th inning. As Van Scooter is trying to go 3 up, 3 down. That one is inside for a ball. Torres had to move the feet to get out of the way of that one. Torres at 228 coming into the contest. Has had 18 total base coming in, now over 20 on the season with 22. There's a good eye by Torres there to watch that ball, as it's now 3-1 for the sophomore third baseman, Christian Torres from Miami, Florida, out of Miami Senior High School. Out of the windup, Van Scooter's delivery, ground ball left side in for a base hit. So Torres gets his first base hit of the game. And the Retrievers trying to put together a little 2-out rally. As Joey Goodwin will come in.
First baseman, number 5, Joey Goodwin.
And Goodwin, 2 for 2. Put one out in center back in the second. And a base hit into shallow right field. A run scored in the 4th for Goodwin. Goodwin just a handful of at-bats before today's game. As a throw to first, Torres is able to get back standing up. Six to 1 the score, UMBC over UMass Lowell in the 7th over at the softball field. So the Retrievers trying to get a victory against the America East opponent there. That's a final. I'm getting the word it's a final over here. And so UMBC picks up a victory against UMass Lowell in softball. Of course, you can keep up to date with all of our stats, schedules, and standings by visiting UMBCRetrievers.com as well. You can follow our social media pages, Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. Torres there had to dive back in. He almost got caught. Good pickoff move from the southpaw Van Scooter. Van Scooter throws, and Torres gets picked off at first, going into second. Easy play there. Upended was Jake Evans out at second despite the hard slide by Torres. And so Torres, we mentioned that Van Scooter had a good pickoff move. Coach Muma wanted a balk called there. He's not going to get it. And so we're tied at 6 as we head into the 6th, top of the lineup. Coming up for the Bearcats, we'll be back on UMBC Retrievers TV and on AETV on the America East Network. Top of the sixth, tied at 6, Binghamton and UMBC as the Bearcats come to the plate. It'll be the top of the order. CJ Krowiak. He'll be followed by Anthony Maduri and Paul Rufo. As Aaron Houston will stay on. Houston with 3 strikeouts after a walk in the 5th. First one here is a ball low in the dirt outside. Krowiak is 0 for 2, a walk, a run scored back in the 4th, as that one is fouled into the net to even the count at 1. Maduri in the on-deck circle, a couple base hits today and a walk. He scored 3 of the Bearcats' 6 runs. So when Maduri gets on, it's been trouble in this contest. There's a line drive down the third baseline, and that is foul. Off the fence right in front of the bullpen area of the Retrievers. Both Houston and Van Scooter, who've come in for relief, have done well. This one's a foul tip, with Krowiak keeping it alive. Both starters getting lit early in this contest, early exits, as the off-speed pitch is in the dirt. It's now 2-2. Max Gorn for UMBC and Jake Volcheski with early exits. So the relief pitchers both battling, each trying to get their first win in 2018. Hangs a curveball there out toward left field. Beeman steps to his left, brings it in with the glove. And there's one down here in the 6th. So that'll bring Maduri to the plate. Maduri, a walk, a couple of base hits today. Maduri, the leader in almost every offensive category for the Bearcats. Shows bunt. This one was popped up, right? Had a chance to snag that one, but I think he was just kind of caught off guard. As Torres came charging in, the infield was back. Maduri trying to get the Retrievers napping. UMBC with 10 hits and 6 runs, 6 hits, 6 runs for Binghamton. As this one misses outside to even the count at 1. Houston with some good stuff. The freshman, he can bring some heat. You can hear the way the mitt pops when it enters, and then he'll bring it off speed like that. That's in there for a strike. 1-2. That one he kind of hung. He hung the one before to Krowiak, but Krowiak was unable to find a gap in the defense. Off-speed grounder, high chop down to third, played by Torres, backhand in the dirt. Good scoop over at first, but unable to hold on was Goodwin. So it looked like Goodwin had it as he went down to the knee, but then he lost it. So I believe the error is going to go to Goodwin over at first. So we said before that, the at-bat, that when Maduri came up, that if the Retrievers could keep Maduri off the base paths, it'd be a good thing. As he has scored all 3 times that he's reached base in the game to this point. As he's now 2 for 3. And Paul Rufo, who had a 2-run home run back in the first, comes to the plate. First pitch he watches for a strike. Rufo will be followed by the catcher, Jason Agresti. Throw to first in time. So that error there charged to Goodwin. It's the second of the game for the Retrievers. Houston sets, delivers. Called for a strike on the outside corner. Quickly 0-2 on Paul Rufo, who, like Dimitri Floyd for UMBC, is seeing the ball well. With a double in this contest and that 2-run homer. He also popped out to third. The go-ahead run at first is Maduri. Off-speed pitch, called strike 3 on the outside corner. And Rufo, as he walks away, you can see him kind of cut his eyes at the home plate umpire. And now there's 2 down. 4 strikeouts for Houston. That last pitch to Rufo, very similar to the one that Sean Trenholm was not happy about. But Houston doing a great job of bending that ball over the plate and catching a piece of it as he throws to first here. 2 down in the top of the 6th with Jason Agresti coming up to the plate. 7, 8, 9 batters coming up for UMBC. Another off-speed pitch called strike. Justin Durpich in the on-deck circle for the Bearcats if we get there. Agresti, 1 of 2 with a strikeout today. As Houston steps off the rubber and looks around. Quick look to first as he sets at the belt. Delivery, swing and a miss. As Houston puts everything he has into that fastball outside. And Agresti just could not catch up. Houston doing a great job of moving the ball around the plate. Also setting up the batters as we've seen him go inside when he gets ahead in the count. Trying to make the batters uncomfortable in the box. 0-2 pitch down in the dirt. Good stop by Bright. Getting an applause from the home crowd and from his bench is Zach Bright. He's done a good job behind the plate today. Able to stop some of those low in the dirt. Catcher's really being tested by his pitchers. As Maduri gets a modest lead. This one outside, and Bright brings it in with the backhand. The count runs to 2-2. Agresti catching today. Senior from Yorktown Heights, New York, 6'2", 220. A large catcher in stature. Big man to be behind the plate. Crouched down for 9 innings like that. You know that on the days where there's a doubleheader, it takes a big toll. That one's fouled off down the first base side right in front of the Bearcats bench. So we'll do it again. 2-2 count upcoming with 2 down here in the top of the 6th. Tied at 6. A lot of 6s on the board right now. Makes me a little uncomfortable. We'll see if Houston can set him down. 1 strikeout in this inning, 4 total. This one fouled back into the net. You heard someone in the stands say keep that one down. As Houston's done a good job with locating the off-speed pitch, but we have this inning seen him hang a couple of those benders over the plate. He's gotten away with it for the most part to this point. Long look in for Houston. Checks over to first. Now he'll set. Here's the delivery. That one's high and outside, and the count runs full to 3-2. So Jason Agresti working the count here in the 6th. No action in either bullpen. So you got to think that Van Scooter is going to come on in the home half of the 6th for the Bearcats. That one misses on the off-speed pitch. And so Agresti works the count to get the walk. And more importantly, the go-ahead run in Anthony Maduri, who reached on an error. He'll move up now to scoring position out at second base. And Zach Bright will have a quick conversation with the freshman. Runners on first and second with 2 down. As Justin Durpich comes to the plate. It's good to have a senior behind home catching to lead these pair of freshmen that we've seen on the mound from UMBC today. As Coach Mooma's trying to find that lightning in the bottle that he saw late in 2017 with the pitching staff. As Durpich got a piece of that first one. A swinging strike. Durpich with a base hit and 3 at-bats. A walk in the first. Had a line drive out to right field, back in the 4th. Flew out that way as well in the 3rd. Watches that one for a ball at 1-1. We see that Joey Goodwin, the first baseman, not going to hold on Agresti, the catcher. Guess the 6'2", 220-pound catcher, not a speed demon. As that one misses for a ball. Agresti kind of taking an awkward lead out there at first, as you can see in the screen, almost like a sprinter's stance when he gets set. Very non-traditional. Looks like he's in track and field waiting for someone to hand the baton off to him, the way he kind of gets set there. Runner at second, of course, first and second. As the Bearcats, who at one point led 6-2 in this game, have seen the Retrievers battle back to tie it up at 6. Runner at second with a decent lead, and a runner at first. Off-speed pitch misses away. And it's now 3-1 on Durpich with Shane Marshall on deck. Marshall has struck out once and has a couple of walks. He was stranded both times when he reached base in his previous at-bats. Houston's going to throw to second. Diving back is Maduri. So Maduri at second. Agresti at first. Maduri has scored every time he's reached base. And if he scores here, it will put the Bearcats up by 1. 3-1 pitch, 2 outs. Here's the delivery. This one's lined out to right field. Going back is Stack. Still going. And Stack will bring it in right in front of the warning track. And so the Bearcats leave a couple of runners stranded as we're still tied at 6 as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. It'll be Goodwin, Beeman, and Carroll coming up for the Retrievers. We'll have more action here on UMBC Retrievers TV and on AETV on the America East Network. UMBC will send the 7, 8, 9 batters to the plate here in the home half of the 6th inning as UMBC and Binghamton all tied up here in this matchup on UMBC Retrievers TV. Conference battle between the Retrievers and the Bearcats. And then Joey Goodwin will lead off. He was left stranded in the batter's box as Christian Torres was picked off at first by Reed Van Scooter, who will return here in the bottom of the 6th. Van Scooter coming on in relief for Jake Volcheski. First pitch to Goodwin is high and away for a ball. Goodwin 2 for 2 with a run scored. Big part of that 4-run 4th inning for the Retrievers. That one is fouled into the mitt, and the count runs even at 1. Joey Goodwin, freshman from Rockville, Maryland, good size, 6'2", 185 pounds, out of Good Counsel High School. That one backs him off the plate just a little bit as it's 2-1. Coach moving with some good young talent for UMBC. as we've seen today from both of the pitchers that have been sent out for the Retrievers, and Gorin and Houston, even though Gorin had a short day of work, as that one's called strike inside. Now 2-2. Raven Beeman will come up, 1 for 2 in the game. Had a base hit to center field. And an RBI in the 4th. Van Scooter working out of the windup. Here's the delivery. Ground ball out to short. Played by Rufo. Rufo, a couple of steps, throws to first in time. And that's the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Raven Beeman. RBI last inning, 1 for 2. He struck out in the second against Volcheski. Beeman doing a good job out in left field today. Junior, 5'11", 200 pounds, from Somerset, Pennsylvania, out of Somerset High School. He's got the black sleeve on the right arm and the white batting gloves as the right-handed batter digs in. Van Scooter, high kick off speed, and Beeman is well out in front. 0-1. Van Scooter working quickly. Freshman, left-handed pitcher, showing great composure as that one runs inside to even the count at 1. UMBC with this home set against Binghamton this weekend. They'll stay at home to take on UMES on Tuesday before hitting the road as they head up 95 to take on the Delaware Blue Hens on the 4th. So a quick turnaround as UMBC will play on Tuesday, then Wednesday, and then back home to take on Fairleigh Dickinson next weekend for a 3-game set. This one's grounded out toward shortstop. Good backhand by Rufo. Throw to first on the bounce is not in time as Beeman digs it out for a base hit. And so Beeman now with a couple of base hits in this contest. He's 2 for 3 on the day. He reaches base with 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. And he represents the go-ahead run. As we'll see Mitchell Carroll come to the plate. Carroll out in center field today. He's looking for his first base hit of the game. He had a very important fielder's choice back in the 4th inning, that big 4th for the Retrievers, who put up 4. Attempts to bunt, pops this one up. It's going to make its way out in front of the Bearcat bench. Carroll was called upon to bunt back in the 4th inning, but was unsuccessful in putting it down. Looks down to third as Coach Muma gives out the signs to Beeman at first, and Carroll, who will dig in. Van Scooter, long look. We've already seen that Van Scooter has a good pickoff move. He's going to throw to first, and Beeman is back in time. Mitchell Carroll batting .143 coming into this weekend series. Slugging percentage is the same as on-base percentages at .189. Carroll has 5 total bases, as that one's called a ball. On deck, A.J. Wright, the second baseman, the number 1 batter in the lineup for the Retrievers. Van Scooter will throw to first. Beeman back in time. UMBC now with 11 hits in this game, scoring 6 runs on those hits. Neither team scoring since the 4th, or each put up numbers on the board, as that one is high and inside for a ball. Now 2-1. Carroll working the count as Coach Muma works the signs down at third. 2-1 upcoming as Carroll digs in. Van Scooter looks at first. Runner at first is going. This one is popped up. It's going to be out of play. The count is now 2-2, so we see the aggressive play calling from Coach Muma. We've seen him now attempt a couple of hit and runs. He also tried to put on a suicide squeeze when he had Christian Torres down at third. The Retrievers were unable to put it in motion, and there he gave the sign for Beeman to go. As Mitchell Carroll digs in now, 2-2 count upcoming. This one is fouled back out of play, and so Carroll will keep it alive. Carroll with the elbow padding on the left arm. No batting gloves for Carroll as he spits in the hands, rubs a little dirt in between those fingers to get a better grip on that bat. And he digs in now. 2-2 count with one out. Van Scooter sets, long look over toward first. Van Scooter delivers. This one is lined down the right field line. It's going to be foul and out of play. And so Carroll keeping the at-bat live. Having to lean out the window to take a look. We see some action now down in the Bearcats bullpen. So most likely the last inning for Reed Van Scooter. Carroll trying to keep this inning alive for the Retrievers. Long look over at first. Van Scooter delivers. This one is going to be popped up down the first base line. Marshall giving chase, but it's going to be out of play. So good job by Mitchell Carroll to keep this at-bat alive. Fouling off a few pitches after getting it 2-2. His previous two at-bats, he saw just a combined 3 pitches. And so already we've seen 3 foul balls to keep this at-bat alive after being unable to connect on the bunt attempt. More importantly, making Van Scooter work here in the 6th inning. Modest lead for Beeman. Van Scooter, long look. He'll deliver. This one is a called strike 3. And Mitchell Carroll was digging back in. There was no way he thought that one was a strike. So each team now has had a couple of incidents where they are unhappy with the calls from the home plate umpire. But for Van Scooter, he now has 4 strikeouts. And more importantly, there's 2 down in the bottom of the 6th as the number 1 batter in the lineup for the Retrievers, A.J. Wright, digs in. Wright reached on an error back in the 4th, got all the way to second. Good stop behind the bag by Agresti as the first one is a ball. A.J. Wright, 1 of 3, double and a run scored back in the 1st. He struck out looking in the 3rd. That was part of that 3 up, 3 down for Jake Volcheski. The best inning he had was in the 3rd. As the Retrievers have put up runs in the 1st and the 4th today. On deck is Zach Bright, the catcher for the Retrievers. And with 2 downs, you'll see that he still has the shin guards on, just in case. Throw over to first. Beeman is back standing up. Marshall doesn't even apply the tag. Raven Beeman, 3 of 3 on stolen base attempts, but you got to think with 2 down, Coach Muma's going to have him stay put unless there's another hit and run. Now, actually, Beeman's going. Beeman's taking off for second. He slides. He is in time. Shows how much I know as Coach Muma keeps the aggressive play calling on as Beeman steals second base. Called a ball at home. So it's now 2-0 to A.J. Wright. And so the Retrievers now with the go-ahead run out at second. Raven Beeman now a perfect 4 of 4 in stolen bases on the year. He and A.J. Wright, the team leaders now, each of which have swiped 4 bags in 4 attempts. Here's a line drive out toward left field. Franchi giving chase. It's over his head and off the wall. And Beeman will come in, and the Retrievers will take the lead here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 2-out double from A.J. Wright, his second double of the game. And UMBC takes the lead. So an aggressive play call there by Coach Muma to get Raven Beeman to steal with 2 down. And A.J. Wright rips one out to left field over the head of Daniel Franchi, who has struggled in the left field position today. And A.J. Wright with the fist pump as he went into second. And so Van Scooter getting a quick talking to. We mentioned there was some activity in the bullpen down on the first base side. So we'll see if the Bearcats will keep Van Scooter in. Van Scooter with 4 strikeouts in this contest. And it looks like Tim Sinicki's going to stick with him. So Coach Sinicki's been around the game a long time in his 26th season. It's an interesting story with Sinicki. It actually started out his college career at Binghamton before moving on to junior college and then getting picked up by the Pirates. Kind of cyclical. He grew up in that area and managed to find his way back to Binghamton as a head coach where he's been for over a quarter century. So with 2 outs, Zach Bright digs in with a runner on second. The Retrievers leading 7-6. First time in this game where they have had the lead. First pitch to Bright, the catcher, is a ball. Bright with a couple of singles and a strikeout today. Right-handed batter digs in against the lefty, Reed Van Scooter. Lefty looks at second, delivers. That one's low and inside for a ball, and it's quickly 2-0. Matt Campbell, who's 0 for 3 on the day, the shortstop in the on-deck circle. 12 hits now for UMBC with 7 runs scored. Timeout called at the plate. Bright, the team leader in batting average coming into the week, at least for the amount of games and at-bats that he's played in. If you look for anyone who has more than 10 or 11 at-bats, of course Goodwin had 250 coming in, but Bright batting 246 and now his 20th game. Here's a ground ball. It's going to be in there for a base hit. Runner is right around third. The throw will not even come into home. And so UMBC takes a 2-run lead here in the bottom of the 6th. Couple of base hits from Wright and Bright. And so the combo are able to put UMBC up as Bright found the hole over on the left side. And it looks like we're going to get a new pitcher for the Bearcats as UMBC has put up 2 on the board here in the bottom of the 6th. And more importantly, the Retrievers now lead by 2, 8-6. Pitching change upcoming. We'll be back here on UMBC Retrievers TV and on AETV on the America East Network. New pitcher for Binghamton is the sophomore, number 26, Jake Miller, 6'3", 250-pound righty from Mount Laurel, New Jersey, out of Shawnee High School. Jake Miller, he's 2-0 on the year. This will be his 7th appearance, 6 2/3 innings, 4.86 ERA. He will not be responsible for the runner at first, Zach Bright, as the Retrievers have scored 2, really set up by Raven Beeman, who got the base hit on the left side, and then the stolen base with 2 outs. 2-out double by A.J. Wright, who has scored twice in this game, and then the single from Bright. Bright stealing from first. The throw is not in time, and Bright slides in head first with the stolen base. And so Coach Muma keeping the aggressive play calling on. First pitch to Matt Campbell is a strike. Zach Bright, the catcher, is now 4 for 4 in stolen bases. He must have heard that Beeman and Wright were getting up there in that category, and he wanted to join them in the team lead. Quickly 0-2 in the off-speed pitch to Campbell with Floyd on deck. So Miller doing some work here early on, trying to work quick and get out. This one's flied out of play down the first base line. Campbell still looking for his first base hit of the game. Struck out swinging in the 4th, struck out looking in the 3rd. Also grounded into a fielder's choice double play, but he has an RBI on that 4-6-3 putout as A.J. Wright was able to score in the 1st. Off-speed pitch is a called strike 3. So Miller does his job and puts out the fire here in the 6th, but the Retrievers put 2 on the board. They take the lead 8-6 as we head into the 7th inning. It'll be Marshall, Franchi, and Evans, 6, 7, 8 batters coming up for the Bearcats when we return here on UMBC Retrievers TV and on AETV on the America East Network. New pitcher for the Retrievers as we head into the top of the 7th. It's Stephen Schock, the redshirt sophomore, right-handed pitcher. Sidearm submarine style. 6'5", 235 pounds. From Laurel, Maryland. Spent some time at Appalachian State. Did Schock. So the big righty will come in as we get into the later innings. And you see that submarine style. First one is a called strike to Shane Marshall. Marshall, Franchi, and Evans here in the top of the 7th. Schock with the off speed. That one is fouled back. It's quickly 0-2. Shock's appeared in the most innings of any retriever this year. 24 in total. He's 1-2 in 10 appearances. 1.88 ERA. 36 strikeouts to 10 balls. Head and shoulders above any other player on the squad in the strikeout category. Great ratio there, 36 strikeouts to 10 balls. He's given up 15 hits, 6 runs, 5 of those earned. He has 4 saves, the only player for UMBC that has a save. This one is grounded foul down the third base line, and it'll be 1-2 for Marshall. Marshall's looking for his first base hit. The first baseman for the Bearcats. A couple of walks in his last 2 appearances. He struck out swinging to start the game. 1 of 2 strikeouts for Max Gorin back in the first. 1-2 pitch coming from Schock. Ground ball out to second base, fielded by Wright. Couple of steps to his left in time for the first out. That'll bring up Daniel Franchi. Franchi's 0 for 3. 2 strikeouts. Grounded out to third back in the second. Franchi, 132 batter. First pitch swinging. That one is fouled. He'll be followed by Evans and Trenholm if we get there. Franchi starting in his 12th game of the season today. Has just 5 hits and over 40 at-bats on the year. 9 total bases. Second lowest among players who have started at least 9 games. And it's quickly 0-2 on Franchi. Stephen Shockey does a great job of hiding that ball with his delivery. A big guy, so he's already on top of you as soon as he releases, but he hides that ball behind his body as that one misses the plate well outside, and Bright loses it, and it trickles back to the fencing area. But Schock, that big leg kick, and he just hides the ball and then comes in at an awkward angle, especially when you're used to players who are coming more over the top, like we saw in the more traditional styles of Gorin and Houston. And a swing and a miss there for strike 3. And there's quickly 2 down here in the 7th. So Schock, his first strikeout of the day, retires the first 2 batters that he sees as Jake Evans comes to the plate. Schock now has 37 strikeouts as the wind is gusting up here in Catonsville. We've seen a little bit of everything today. Swing and a miss on the first one seen by Evans. Evans a strikeout victim looking in his last at bat in the 5th. Walked in the 2nd. And attempted the bunt in the 4th, but he bunted it right back to the pitcher. And so Schock was trying to run that one back in with some good movement on the fastball. And the wind is really picking up. Like we said, the crazy weather day here in southwest Baltimore County, really in the Baltimore metropolitan area. There's a ground ball out towards shortstop. Campbell is unable to field it. Campbell got a good hop on it. But Evans will reach, most likely on an error. And so a 2 out with 2 outs. That'll bring up the number 9 batter, Trenholm, the designated hitter. Trenholm is 1 for 3. That one, a big one, a home run, solo shot back in the 4th that he parked to deep left field. First pitch from Schock is in there for a strike. In his last at bat, Trenholm against Houston ran the count even at 2-2. Struck out looking. Top of the lineup was C.J. Krowiak on deck in the on-deck circle as that one is fouled out of play. And it's quickly 0-2. Temperature really starting to drop here in Catonsville. Throw to first. Diving back is Evans. Evans has the ability to steal. He's got a little bit of speed, does that second baseman for Binghamton. First of a 3-game weekend series. Shock's delivery is off the plate. Off-speed pitch misses well away. Not sure if Bright called for the pitch out, just to keep an eye on Evans. But it's 1-2. Shock looks over to first. Sets low, well below the belt. Submarine style. Looks off speed, pops up down the first base side. Goodwin giving chase. It's going to stay in play, and Goodwin snags it as Trenholm pops out to first. No damage done as the runner reaches on the air. One strikeout for Stephen Schock, who comes on in the 7th. 7th inning stretch coming up in Catonsville. We'll see Floyd, Stack, and Torres with the Retrievers leading the Bearcats 8-6 here on UMBC Retrievers TV and on AETV on the America East Network. Seventh inning stretch time here in Catonsville as the Retrievers head into the home half of the 7th, 8-6, leading Binghamton in this America East Conference matchup. Dimitri Floyd, big swing and a miss on the first pitch that he sees from Jake Miller, who came on in the 6th inning for relief. Floyd's had a pretty big day, 2 of 3, another big cut and swing and a miss there. Floyd, huge solo home run back in the 1st. He also had a triple in the 4th. A couple of runs scored today and a strikeout. As that one misses low and away, 1-2. Floyd to be followed by Colin Stack, the right fielder, and the third baseman Christian Torres. Here in the bottom of the 7th as Miller works from the windup. Here's the delivery. This one is low in the dirt. So it's now 2-2. Floyd with 2 home runs after the long ball he had back in the 1st. This one is popped up. Shallow center field. Coming in is Krowiak. He calls for it, and he gloves it on the left side. And there's quickly 1 down. Colin Stack comes to the plate. He's 1 for 3 on the day. Double and a run scored. Also popped out and struck out. Last at bat, he struck out 3 pitches. First one here is inside breaking ball for a strike. Stack, 183 batter in 2018. This one's low in the dirt away at 1-1. Stack with 23 total bases. He is slugging .324, but an on-base percentage at .237. And this one is outside for a ball, 2-1. Stack has worked 5 walks this season on 14 hits. A couple of doubles, a couple of home runs. So Stack does have that power potential, which is why Coach Muma has him in the number 5 spot. This one a little nubber right out in front of the plate. The catcher, Aggresti, calls for it. It's in time, and there's quickly 2 down. 2-3 put out. As that one just came off the end of the bat. And Aggresti called off Miller. One of those plays that you start working on way back before the season starts, just basic fundamentals. And a good play by Aggresti there on the put out to Marshall. And so Miller's able to work a couple quick outs here in the home half of the 7th inning. And so Christian Torres, first one he sees is a strike. Torres with a base hit back in the 5th. 1 of 2 with a walk, run scored. Fouls this one out of play and quickly 0-2. Torres reached first on that base hit down the left side as he's back batting from the left-hand side with the right-handed pitcher Miller. After Van Scooter exited, he was picked off from first. This one another ground ball, but it's just foul. So the Retrievers a little bit out in front of Jake Miller. And we're going to have a quick discussion with the home plate umpire and the head coach for the Bearcats, Tim Sinicki. Assistant coaches are Ryan Herba, Mike and Ed Foley. Also the assistants for the Bearcats. 0-2 upcoming to Torres with 2 down. This one misses well outside for a ball. Joey Goodwin on deck for the Retrievers if we get there. He's 2 of 3 on the day. 1-2 pitch. This one is fly down the right field line. Hit well, but foul. All the way up near the bleachers for the softball field as Torres really got a piece of that. Christian Torres, he's got the power. He's got 1 home run. He's got a couple of doubles. As that one is close but called a ball. You can hear some moans and groans from the Bearcats off to our right as they feel like they've been robbed of a few this afternoon. Home plate umpire doing a good job, though, calling it both ways. Off-speed pitch fouled off by Torres. Looked like Torres had a good look, got a good cut on that one, but was just unable to square it up. Retrievers with 8 runs on 13 hits. UMBC fielding today has committed 3 errors. And the Bearcats with 6 hits on 6 errors. Or 6 hits on 6 runs on 6 hits, I should say. As Torres again fouls it back. It's a good thing that it's only 1 game and not the doubleheader. So right now I'm getting tongue-tied here in this first game of this 3-game set. So we'll play 2 tomorrow here at Alumni Field as that off-speed pitch, attempted breaking ball, didn't come close to breaking. And so Torres runs the count full. With 2 down. Here's the pitch. Ground ball down the first base line, and it's foul. So Torres doing a great job of battling here, looking for his pitch. He's gotten some good cuts even down in the count with 2 strikes. As Miller's really having to work in what he thought might be a 3-up, 3-down inning in the home half of the 7th. Christian Torres, the sophomore from Miami, Florida, really making him work. And again, Torres fouls one off. And it seems like every time he keeps this at bat alive, it generates a little more liveliness from the UMBC bench, as they like to see the sophomore work the count. That slightly open stance, wagging the bat just off his shoulder. This one nubbed out towards shortstop. Charging is Rufo. Rufo throw on the run, and a good play as Rufo throws in time to Marshall, and it is a 3-up, 3-down inning in the bottom of the 7th. We'll head to the 8th. Retrievers leading the Bearcats 8-6. Marshall, or top of the order, I should say, coming up for Binghamton, Krowiak, Maduri, and Rufo. When we come back here on UMBC Retrievers TV and on AETV on the America East Network. Stephen Schoch stays on for the Retrievers. He had a strikeout in the top of the 7th inning. One runner reaching on an error was Evans. And for the Bearcats, who trail by 2, they'll head into the top of the 8th inning with the top of the lineup coming up. It'll be C.J. Krowiak. Krowiak has reached base once on a walk. He scored. First pitch swinging out to short. Campbell to his right. Campbell in the hole, throws, bounce, good scoop at first, and it is in time. Good play by Campbell and Goodwin on the 6-3 putout. That's all it'll show up on the stat card as, but Campbell did a good job against the leadoff hitter, the speedster, and Krowiak to get it over there. And Joey Goodwin continues to have a great game, not only at the plate, but flashing the leather there to scoop it out of the dirt. And there's one away as Anthony Maduri comes to the plate. First pitch is a strike from Schoch. Maduri has reached base in every at-bat today, scoring 3 of 4 times. He had scored in the first 3 times that he reached. This one is fouled off his foot, and the ball caroms out to the first base area by Goodwin. And that one has to hurt as the temperatures dropped right around 50. It might be in the upper 40s at this point. As we've said throughout the broadcast, the temperature at one point was up near 70 today here in the Baltimore metro area this morning when everyone was getting up and ready for the start of this game, when it was originally scheduled for noon, but after those showers moved through and it was changed from a doubleheader to a single game, originally supposed to start at 3 and then moved to 3:45. So we'll play 2 tomorrow, and you'll be able to watch those on UMBC Retrievers TV. Line drive out to the second baseman, Wright, who shades to his right to make the second out of the inning. So 2 quick outs in the 8th for Schoch, who might have to go the distance and get a 3-inning save. As Paul Rufo comes to the plate. Rufo a home run and a double. He's 2 of 4. Struck out looking in his last at-bat in the 6th. But Rufo has some power. Even though he came in batting just 200, he hit his second home run of the game. We saw that as the first one there from Schoch is right down the heart of the plate for a strike. The home plate umpire, who's in short sleeves, is getting a little extra animated. Most likely to keep warm, as the jackets and the towels and such have come out. Everybody grabbing onto whatever garments they can to cover up here at Alumni Field. So that one misses outside. Intimidating player is Schoch out there at 6'5" tall up on the mound. It adds probably a couple feet. Schoch the high kick, the delivery off speed, outside corner in there for strike 2. And it's quickly 1-2 with 2 down. And Schoch with the long hair sticking out of the back of the cap and the beard, a throwback to the closers of old. The Brian Wilson types, the Rod Beck types, trying to shut it down here. 3 up, 3 down, went over the top, grounder out to first to Goodwin. Goodwin pitches to Schoch, covering, and it's 3 up, 3 down. Here in the 8th, the Retrievers will head to the bottom of the inning. It'll be Goodwin, Beeman, and Carroll. 7, 8, 9 coming up. Retrievers trying to add to that lead. We'll be back here on UMBC Retrievers TV and on AETV on the America East Network. Seven, 8, 9 batters coming up for the Retrievers as they try to add on to a 2-run lead against Binghamton, the first of 3 here in Catonsville. We'll play 2 tomorrow in this conference matchup as Joey Goodwin comes to the plate. Goodwin on the day, couple of base hits, grounded out to shortstop in his last at bat. First pitch swinging here, foul. Goodwin with the good choice of entrance music. I believe that's from the movie Step Brothers, the a cappella scene and the car ride, if anyone has seen that Will Ferrell classic. One and one upcoming to Joey Goodwin. He'll be followed by Raven Beeman as this one is fouled back. The catcher aggressively giving chase, but it lands in the stands. Binghamton fan unable to bring that one in. As it's now 1-2. We mentioned the Beeman's after Goodwin. He'll be followed by the number 9 batter, Mitchell Carroll. 1-2 delivery. This one is inside. Joey Goodwin for a moment there just kind of stood still, frozen like a statue, as it's kind of been unpredictable. Some of the calls behind home plate. A very wide strike zone today, and that bender is going to be in there for a strike. So Miller strikes out Goodwin looking. And that'll bring up Raven Beeman. Beeman with a couple of base hits, one to center field. He had another one over in the hole on the left side of the infield. And with 2 outs, Beeman given the green light to steal second from Coach Muma. A swing and a miss on the first one there. And so Beeman with that stolen base was able to get into position for A.J. Wright to drive him in with a 2-out double. And then Wright scoring on the single from Bright, who then stole a base in his own right, if you can keep all the Brights and Wrights in order. And so they look down to first there, and on the check swing, and they say that Beeman wins. So it's quickly 0-2 with 1 down on Beeman. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Off speed is in there. Same spot as the one before. And Beeman does not like the call, but it's back-to-back strikeouts, both of them looking for Goodwin and Beeman. And so Mitchell Carroll, the number 9 batter, comes up. Carroll, a strikeout victim in his last at-bat. He struck out looking. And Carroll's looking for his first at-bat, or first base hit of the game. And now his 4th trip. Trying to go to the well there, not going to get the call, is the pitcher Miller. As that one misses inside. 1-0 is fouled out of play down the first base side. It's quickly 1-1. 1-1 pitch on the way. Low and outside. It's now 2-1 to Carroll with A.J. Wright on deck. Wright with a couple of doubles in this game and a couple runs scored. Ground ball out to shortstop. Rufo plays it off a big hop. Throw to first is in time. 6-3 putout. So 3 up, 3 down here in the bottom of the 8th inning as Stephen Schoch heads on, trying to shut this thing down in the 9th as the Retrievers lead the Bearcats 8-6. We'll be back with the 9th inning of action here on UMBC Retrievers TV and on AETV on the America East Network. The 9th coming up as UMBC leads Binghamton 8-6. And for Stephen Schoch, who's come in now for his 3rd inning of work, trying to get the long save in this matchup, it'll be the 4, 5, 6 batters that he'll have to get through. As Jason Agresti, the catcher, digs in. First one in there for a strike. Fastball with some good movement on it. Run the count to 0-1. The sun is starting to set over behind the first base dugout and some shadows starting to creep over home plate. This one, fly ball out to center field. Carroll, a couple of steps to his left, brings it in with the left hand for the first out. It'll bring up Justin Durpich. Durpich, a couple of base hits. Reached on a walk. 2 of 3 on the day is Durpich. As the Bearcats are down to their final 2 outs, Retrievers trying to pick up their 3rd win in the conference and maintain that tie at the top of the AE standings. As the first one is in there for a strike. Shane Marshall is on deck. Of course, a big thanks to our crew up here at Alumni Field. We work on the game day broadcast on all of our sports. Steph is producing. As a ground ball out to short, Campbell charges in, couple of steps, throws to first in time. And there are 2 down. So, yeah, big thanks to Steph, our producer, rolling solo today back in the trailer behind us, the production trailer. And all the crew keeping me company, Dave and Christian. Carlise is here too, so I want to give everyone a shout out. And Zach keeps popping in and out, so for moral support. First pitch in there for a strike. Good slider from Schoch at 0-1 to Marshall. Franchi is on deck if the Bearcats are able to get something going. This one is fouled down the first base side. Giving chase is Goodwin, but it's out of play on the hill. And it's quickly 0-2. So the Retrievers, who at one point were trailing 6-2 in this game, were able to put up 6 unanswered starting in the 4th, are trying to secure an 8-6 victory. 0-2 pitch is outside for a ball. So we'll do it again, 1-2 for Stephen Schoch. Max Gorin with the start. Was pulled for Aaron Hewson, who is the pitcher of record. The freshman trying to pick up a victory here today. Schoch, 1-2. This one swung and fouled out of play. Marshall trying to keep this alive. Marshall's reached base on a couple of walks. Last at bat, he grounded out to second. Also a strikeout victim of Max Gorin back in the first inning. 1-2 coming. This one outside corner and not going to get the call. That one has been there before, but not getting it at this point in the game. So the count runs even at 2. To Marshall. Schock looks in. High leg kick. Check swing. They're going to say that he went. Strike 3. Questionable call on the check swing, but the Retrievers fans will take it. And so UMBC takes the first of this weekend series as Steven Schock comes on for the long save, finishes it with a strikeout, in a couple of innings of work. And so Aaron Houston will pick up the victory for the Retrievers. That is his first victory, the freshman with his first career win here at UMBC. And the way he was pitching today, the first of many. For Schock, it is his 5th save. For the Bearcats, Reed Van Scooter will pick up the loss. And so for Van Scooter, he is now 0-1. So where one person picks up their first win on the year, Van Scooter picks up his first loss. And, of course, doubleheader action coming up between UMBC and Binghamton tomorrow here at Alumni Field. And if you can't make it up to Catonsville, you can, of course, watch it right here on UMBC Retrievers TV and on AETV on the America East Network. Again, a big thanks to our entire crew here on this broadcast. Long baseball day, but the Retrievers come out with a victory, and they snap that losing streak back here at home. Again, we'll see you tomorrow, and you can stay up to date anytime with our stats, schedules, statistics right on our website, umbcretrievers.com. We'll see you tomorrow, everyone. Thanks for joining us here on this broadcast this evening. Have a great Friday evening.